Hello!
Hello, AOS fans!
It's the agents of Nethermaze.
Agents of where?
Nethermaze.
Nethermaze, yes, it's Nethermaze Day.
Nethermaze Day.
Nethermaze Day.
We have got Nethermaze set up and ready for a game.
Yes, thank you to GW for sending us a copy of Nethermaze. So any content you see of us doing Nethermaze will, from now on, have been sent to us by Games Workshop. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I have to say, I feel singularly unprepared for this. Normally I feel pretty unprepared, but today I don't know. I just
ultimately unprepared.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever been less prepared for a game. But never mind. I have painted the models, which is something.
Which is starting. I haven't.
You're not actually playing Nethermaze.
I'm not playing Nethermaze. No,
No.
I'm playing Nethermaze Warband. I am playing the Exiled Dead.
That's a Harrowdeep, Norway.
Is it? Oh, yeah, it might be. Yeah. So I'm playing.
Either which way. Your symbols are different.
Oh yes.
Your symbols are different to mine.
Different Oh yes. Okay, so I'm still in the Harrowdeep, so we can't play each other.
How deep is your love?
Yeah. So I'm.
So you're Harrow deep in the Nethermaze.
I am Harrow deep in the Nethermaze,
Yes.
and I'm playing the Exiled Dead, and you are playing
the Shadeborn, who were born in the shade.
which is handy. I guess.
It's hot. It's probably not that hot down here. I quite like the. I was going to say subterranean, but it's not subterranean. It's submarinal.
Submarinal.
Submarinal boards. Although it's really odd. I can't quite work it out. It's clearly very nautical.
Yeah.
Like an octopus thing here, like a big
Shark.
pointy sharp teeth.
Some kind of robo shark thing. It's not like a robot eye.
That's definitely a shark.
That is definitely a shark's mouth.
So I'm very confused. I probably ought to read the lore. How we're sloshing about. We haven't got any. We ought to have big bell things on. Well, not bells.
Good, we had to see. Clang,
I like to
clang.
hide in the glue hexes.
Also, these lot are all electric. That's not going to mix well in the water.
No, maybe let's give them a good range attack though.
Everything's dead. There we go. So we are now set up. We've placed all the models, we've placed boards, we've placed all the gloom tokens and all the rest of the objective tokens. Well, they're all gloom tokens at the minute because they all start face down as always.
And we've packed the board with them. Partly I've packed them, partly because my guys like them.
Yeah.
And we should point out that all your models start on all of them. 5/7 of them start inspired.
Yep.
Is it any that are conductive? Oh, it's not any that are conductive, is it?
It's all the minions.
All the minions.
Regulus right at the front here. He is not conductive, but he is a minion.
So all the minions are inspired.
Yeah.
And you've got Apprentice, who frankly looks like the worst of the group. He's
Apprentice
Gollum
Markov,
over here.
yeah, Gollum.
And your boss over there looks like he's a refugee from the Delac Warband.
Yeah, he's a vegan vampire because he's got no mouth. So
okay.
I don't know how he manages it.
My dog's got no mouth. How does he smell? No.
Well, absolutely normally. He's got no mouth. I don't think you've realised this.
Yeah, so we've put the little Inspire tokens on there. Now, these were given to us by the lovely Hobby Hermit.
Yep.
I don't think he makes them anymore, sadly, but they're not part of the Nethermaze box.
No.
That's
they're purely for our own memory to try and remember what's going on.
So you start Inspire, which I think that's pretty much the first time that's happened. I can't think of another warband that starts Inspired.
No, I don't think we've seen any warband that start Inspired.
And you do lose Inspiration if you die and get resurrected,
yes.
I believe.
Yes. As soon as I get a resurrection token placed on me, then I do uninspire.
My guys, just so you know, become inspired if I attack somebody who's got more than one wound counter.
Ooh.
Which is kind of interesting because
it's tough.
Normally in this game you want to make one shot and out. You don't really want to be hanging round.
You want to go from alive to dead in one go. You don't want to be pinging away at.
I read the article on Warcom. It said something about toying with your opponents and keeping them alive. I was thinking, you don't do that in Underworld.
No.
It's like, I'm going to keep you alive while you just go splat.
Also, mine are all dead. You just think, look at us torturing that corpse.
Yes.
This doesn't really work, does it? No, not really.
No. So I'm not quite sure how it's going to work, but we'll say they've got some nice tricks. We're playing Rivals format. If you don't know what Rivals format is, it is just literally playing with the faction-specific cards. In this case, from the box, and that is how they recommend you start. I did notice in the new rules, that they have actually called it Rivals, and they don't in Harrowdeep. So in Harrowdeep, they kind of introduce Rivals, but they don't actually call it that. No. It's the same way of playing. But now it's actually codified hard into the rule book.
Oh, there we go.
And the other thing they changed, just while we're here, because we're not going to do like a whole
There's not many
slew of changes video. The only thing I think I've noticed they've changed is that the fighters with 5 or more wounds now are classified as large. Large. And that just means, but the rules are just the same, so you get 2 glory for them.
Yeah.
But I noticed there are some cards that target or don't target large creatures. So there's that.
I like that. It means you can have a big fighter and they can't necessarily benefit from some of the
Exactly,
upgrades.
they can do a great fortitude on it, and you can't play it on a large character.
Yeah.
Or in the case, the card that I can remember seeing, it was a healing one, and there was a big problem with that healing card last year.
Yes.
And so it basically doesn't heal large fighters.
Okay. Interesting.
So yeah,
interesting.
It's
nice
a
to see.
good addition,
Yeah.
and a neat way of being able to differentiate between.
And one that we'll
those
almost
guys.
definitely forget.
Well, have we ever remembered to give 2 glory when you kill a large fighter?
I don't think we often play with it. I think we have, but we're almost definitely going to forget
I don't
it
think
now.
I have. I'm just going to claim I'm perfectly incompetent, you know.
I am much more incompetent than you.
Yes.
So we are all set up. We are ready with our hands. We didn't discard. You discard all your power cards. You've
threw
shuffled
my
them
power
back
cards
in.
away, yes, because I basically got 3 and 2. I'm not sure whether I should have kept my objectives, but because I don't really know what they are, I had no idea whether they were going to be any better.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see.
We will see. We will find out. So we're ready to roll off for round 1 then. Round 1. I get a crit. I didn't need that because you finished setting up first. So
I
you do
get
need
something.
Something.
I have got,
Ooh,
I've got
one of
each.
everything.
One of everything, and I get to choose whether to go first or whether you go first. Is that
Yeah,
right?
you do.
I am going to go first, Peter.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to charge with Valissa. And Valissa is going to charge onto that hex there. She moves 4.
Okay.
And I'm going to use a combo attack.
Combo.
It's 3 swords, 1 damage.
Okay.
Have you got 2 wounds?
I have 3 wounds. That is Regulus.
Oh, Regulus has got 3 wounds.
Regulus,
You
not
sneaky-
black.
You sneaky Regulus,
I'm a
you.
sneaky Watson.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm still going to do it. So it's 3 swords. I can only do the combo if I'm successful.
Okay.
I have got a Shadow Mark, which if I'm in a Gloom Hex means I can reroll a defense roll, but I won't be doing that with this roll.
Yep.
So that's a good start.
Oh.
Ha-ha!
Onto the power step, and I get to go first. I'm going to attempt to play Channeled Dynamism, which is a Gambit spell, and if it's cast, each friendly conductive fighter has a move characteristic of 4, and it persists till the end of the phase.
Oh, that's pretty good. Even if you can't say it.
Yeah.
I thought they were just going to have like those motors on their bikes, so their lights worked.
So this will carry on till the end of the phase, so basically the end of the round, really.
Yeah.
So I've got 2 dice for Dentlos, and it's 1 lightning required.
Oh, he's got 2. So you're moving 4.
Moshed it. So
That's pretty tasty.
all of my conductive minions move 4.
Okay, so not everybody, but your boss man moves 4.
Yep,
That's
yep.
only +1 for him, isn't it?
It's +1 for everybody,
+1 for
basically.
all. Okay, so it's probably a better card in some ways when you're not inspired.
Possibly, yes.
In some ways, I'm going to play a card. Just looking at your fighters there, your fighters are all pretty rubbish.
Yeah.
Apart from Regulus, who's up front, and he's pretty good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to. I mean, it's probably not going to stop you doing what they're going to do, but I'm going to try and play the Gloom Web Hex.
Oh, what's that do?
Which is a spell.
Ooh.
So I need a lightning. Oh, I failed.
Failed.
It would have been -1 dice for your next attack action. So it wasn't really very major. There are definitely warbands that would be better against than this one. But anyway, so that's 2 failures so far out of 2 for me.
Good. Okay, so on to my first activation. I'm going to charge with Regulus, I think, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there.
Ah, sneaky.
And he's going to have a splat at you. It's 2 hammers. It's range 2 as well, but I want to be in the Gloom Hex.
Okay.
Oh, a crit-tastic
So I've only got 1 dodge,
But you can re-roll it?
but I can re-roll it, yes. And I do need a crit.
No.
Dodge, so no good, but I can re-roll it.
Oh, he gets it.
Crit.
You boogie. Okay, well, I will push you back to there. That's me done. Onto the power step.
Okay, I've got nothing in the power step. I've realised that my cards that I've kept are actually all completely useless against you.
Oh, no. I'm going to play Sparking Shuffle, which is choose up to 2 friendly conductive minions and push each chosen fighter up to 2 hexes. Coil, 1, 2 to there. And Vlash is going to splash some Clash. He's going to go 1, 2 to there.
Beans. I've realised I have actually got a reasonable card here. So I'm going to play Stalker Darts, which I can play on choose a friendly Drusilla or a friendly Valissa. Well, this is a Valissa here.
Yep.
And basically can make a ranged attack.
Oh.
3 swords, 1 damage.
Very nice.
And I will play it against this person here.
Okay, on to old Coil.
Yeah.
Old Big Arm. 3 swords, did you say?
Yeah.
Oh dear.
That's 6 swords
I think
rolled.
you've got my dice there.
Yeah, I did notice you very carefully gave me those dice.
Yeah.
Told me I had to use them.
Yep, after floating them in a bucket of water and just testing them out for 20 minutes. Okay, back to me then. I've got nothing else that I want to play at the minute.
Okay, I've got nothing else to play.
Okay,
It's my second activation, isn't it?
Tis indeed.
Um,
Actually, I'm going to shove him to there if that's all right. Just it doesn't make too much difference.
No, that's fine. Okay, I'm going to shoot at you with Psylark.
That's this one here.
Psylark Greyblood, the only bloke in the village. That's 3 sword attack. Oh, I'm getting good at these.
Come on, you've got to roll some swords now. Ooh,
I have got 2 swords.
Okay, so I do.
Double successes are
Yeah,
double support.
double
are
support successes, but I do need a crit 'cause you rolled 2 successes and I only get 1 dice. And I do not get, so 1 damage.
1 damage, and I'll just push you to there.
Uno wundo on reguloso. I have nothing to play the power step.
Nothing for me.
Okay, nothing for me either. So on to my second go. And I'm going to use Dane Talus's Dance Dynamic.
So you've got dynamism and dynamic.
It's all dynamic dynamisms and
Shadow.
dynamos and yeah. So I can, this is an action for Dentalos himself. I can either pick a move or attack, and then each friendly conductive fighter can make 1 action of that kind, which is pretty cool, really. And then if I have anyone that's taken out of action, I can place them
So
on
I've
the
got
board.
2 attacks going my way. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you got these 2 are going to be slapping you in the face, slapping you up about the face. None of my others have the range to give you a slap in the chops. Okay. Actually, Regulus does, but he's not a conductive minion, so it doesn't matter. So I shall first take a swing at you, literally with Vlash and his club. 2 swords. Actually, I'm going to do it the other way around. I'm going to go with Coil first, which is 2 swords and 2 damage. Plus 1 damage if you're staggered, but you're not. 2 crits!
So I can't stop that.
You cannot stop that with your 1 dice. That's 2 damage.
2?
I won't. It is 2 damage on him.
Because he's got...
He's got his giant arm.
He's 2, wow.
Coil's the biggest one of the bunch.
Wow, okay.
And then I shall give you a club with Vlash next.
So that's on Valissa, isn't it?
It's on Melissa.
She's nearly dead.
So I'm going to then hit you with Vlash. He's 2 swords and 1 damage as well. He has knockback 1. A single assist.
That's enough.
You need a dodge.
Oh, I got crit.
I'll let you have it, even though it's an attack dice. The crits are still in the same place.
Doing that every time.
Oh, you stopped it.
Very kind of you.
I don't mind because I have scored a surge.
I don't care. Just let me score this.
Exactly. Shut up. Shut up. Let me score stuff. I've scored alternating strikes. Surge. Score this immediately after an activation step in which 2 or more friendly fighters each made 1 or more attack actions.
Oh, lovely.
So that's a glory.
Well, you win. That's it.
Hooray!
Nethermaze done.
Glory for me then.
Right.
And then on to the power step, and you get to go first.
I've got nothing.
I've got nothing to do either, so it's over to you.
Okay, so for my third, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And shoot at this chap here.
Poor old Coil.
Yeah, Coil. So it's 3 swords, but I do get supports.
You do get single assists on this one.
Oh, 2
single
singles.
assists.
That was lucky.
I just have the 1 shield, so I do need a crit. No.
But it is only the 1 damage.
Just the 1, Mrs. Wembley.
Just the 1, but I will push you into the Shadow Hex.
Oh, I've got nothing in the power step. And nothing for you.
Nothing from me.
On to my third go. I'm going to use my Dance Dynamic again. But I'm going to use Move this time. So everybody can make a move action. They have a move of 4 at the minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3 to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. And he also, the boss man, can move. You go 1, 2, 3 to there. On to the power steps, you first.
I have nothing.
Okay, I'm going to put the Prison of Grief, which is a spell reaction, onto Prentice Markov. Which is if you move within 3 hexes of this bloke here, I can try and cast a spell.
Okay, well, that's interesting.
And if I do cast it, it's a swirly to cast. You would then gain the stagger.
Oh, I see, it's an upgrade.
It's an upgrade, yeah. So it's a spell reaction. I don't think we've seen one of those since Beastgrave. I think with the I can't remember what that spell was now.
Yeah, but that's some of the Quintox thingy spells.
Yeah, I think So yeah, it's been a while.
We haven't seen this the like of that in here since whenever. Something or other. Something.
Something, things and stuff.
Yeah.
On to your fourth and final.
My fourth and final, yes. I'm going to make a charge action with my boss lady, with a Slithale. She's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there.
Just the 3.
Well, yeah, I would like to go there, but you get assists then.
I will,
so
yeah.
I don't want you to have assists. So I'm going to use, she's got Malleable, which I can pick, cleave or ensnare for the attack action. So I'm going to attack Regulus here.
So you want
I'm
cleave?
going to do it with cleave.
Ouch.
It's 2 hammers.
Ouch, ouch.
Well, she has got cleave. Oh, so that is a hammer.
So I do need a crit, basically. Oh, double assist? No,
No,
I'm not on it. I'm not on it. Oh,
and
so
I've got
dead.
cleave anyway.
Oh,
So
bum. So he's dead.
Yeah.
You get a glory. I've got nothing I want to do at the moment.
okay, I'm going to hang on. I'm not spending my glory yet.
So on to my fourth and final go. I'm going to have to do this because I was hoping to do it from the start, but it's going to stop. I can only score one of my objectives because of it. So be it, basically. I'm going to use my dance dynamic again.
You've got to do the other one. Are there 3 options? No, there aren't.
No, there's just move and attack, and I'm going to attack this time because I've got a couple of. I've got 3 people who can give you a slap.
Yeah.
So I'll start with old Big Arm there, and he's going to have a go at Grey Blood here, I believe that is.
Yep.
So.
Oh, hang on! I just realised. Oh no, had he taken wounds?
Yeah.
Regulus. Yeah. So I've inspired my boss. This fighter makes an attack action that targets an enemy fighter with 1 or more wound counters.
Oh yes.
So the boss is inspired.
Bear in mind that Coil also has a wound token on it at the moment. So.
Yes.
Okay, so she's inspired. So I'm going to start with Coil there on Grey Blood. So 2 swords, 2 damage, and I get single assists. Single assist.
So I need a something. But he's a Gloom Hex, and I can re-roll it because of the Shadow Mark.
And you get double assists. Single assist, no.
I can re-roll.
Dodge.
Dodge is successful.
Okay, but I can push you,
can,
and
yeah.
I will give you a shove out the way.
Yep.
Get away! And then Shank, I don't know what her name is. I own. She owns 1 knife. She's going to have a stab at this one here, Melissa.
Okay. And she's not in a hex, so she's probably going to die.
2 swords, 1 damage, single assists.
Be enough to kill her.
Especially with a crit, but you
so
never know.
Need a crit. It's been known, but no. So it's
Dead.
Dead. I was going first blood, but it sort of is because all yours are dead anyway.
Yeah, no blood there. So
She's
get a glory.
my favourite one.
For the last one, my boss man's going to shoot at you over there,
Disgusting.
which is
Shouldn't be allowed.
2 zip zapperies. 2 zip zappalates.
Zapparies.
Oh, and also my boss is inspired because a friendly minion takes an enemy fighter out of action.
Okay, wow.
Has
That doesn't
inspired.
happen yet though. Because
yeah, true.
You've got the step.
Good point.
You've got to do it in the inspire step.
And I think because Prentice Markov is a friendly Regulus attack action succeeds, and he did succeed with an attack earlier, so he should already be inspired.
Yeah.
Not that makes a difference to his stats, to be honest. Though he does gain Grievous once he's inspired. Okay, so he has 2 zip zappers. It's 1 damage to you.
That won't be enough.
2 zip zappers.
Oh, it's a dodge, but
got
that's
2
not
zip
good. You've got
zappers.
2 zip zaps.
I will.
So that's 1 damage, you
I'll
said.
shove you back to there.
Okay.
1 damage to you.
Bit there.
And then tell us does inspire as well. And then after all of that, I can then place 1 friendly out of action conductive minion in an adjacent hex, 2 or more hexes from each enemy fighter.
me.
So an adjacent hex, I'm going to put him there, and he gains a raise counter.
These dudes, OP.
OP. And because of that, I score Dread Puppetry. Score this immediately after a friendly Regulus is given a raise counter. Glory, glory. So I'm up to 3. Onto the power step then. Do you have anything you wish to do?
Yeah, I'm going to play Abyssal Guidance on...
Abysmal guidance.
Abysmal
Go
guidance.
left. No. Right. No, the second left.
Abyssal Guidance on Slithale, which is you can re-roll 1 attack dice in attack actions made by this fighter if this fighter is in a cover hex.
Very nice. Okay. I'm going to then put the Crackling Field on Coil, which is an upgrade, and I get a reaction. During an enemy fighter's range 1 or 2 attack that targets this fighter, after the deal damage step, I deal 1 damage to the attacker. And then I break that card. Then I break the card.
And Coil is the one who's alive. Of
course, the one that's alive that has a wound on him. So
I haven't got anything else in the power step.
And then I'm going to play Reassert Control. I choose an uninspired friendly minion. I can heal them 2, and then that fighter removes their raise counter and becomes inspired. So I'm going to inspire Regulus again. It's like I never left. Yeah, so we're on to the end phase.
Unless you've got more power cards you need to play.
Sadly, I've used them all, so no. So my channel diamonisms do go away, and so do you.
I have scored Savour the Kill. Score this in an end phase if one or more enemy fighters are vulnerable. And old Coil here is.
He is. He's only got one wound left.
So I didn't score the other two, but I'm going to keep them both, which is a risk. But I'm doing it anyway.
Because shut up, you're not my father.
I did get a glory. Probably regret it. He'll probably dead before he gets to use it. I'm going to play the rapid fire on Psylark.
Oh.
All aboard the Psylark! Because it enables him to basically shoot again. It's a reaction. He can shoot. Yeah, so
and
that could be
one
good.
Over here?
Yeah, that could be good with firstly for inspiring, and then also just for doing the vulnerable stuff.
Yep.
So that could be good. I'm going to get rid of Suffocating Shadows, which is -1 defense to enemy fighters in the next activation to a minimum of 1, or -2 defense instead if they're in a cover hex. It's the next activation, but you've got.
Oh, they're all one anyway.
Apart from
Marco,
guys right at the back.
Apart from Marco and Polo. Yeah.
So that card was rubbish. So I'm going to draw.
Good against the Skaven then.
One new objective. Yeah, 5 new power cards.
Okay. I've scored none of my objectives, and it might be stupid, but I've got through a few, so I'm going to keep these ones because there's a few surges in here that might be good for me. So I'm just going to draw 5 power cards. So it's on to round 2. The score is 3-2. So not a lot in it right now. Things could start to get a bit juicier, but it's time to roll. And I get, nearly hammer time, but 1 double snuck in at the end there.
Oh,
a crit Malicious.
I guess I should go first. And I'm going to shoot with Psylark. Now, I can shoot here. I can shoot at Coil.
Poor old Coil.
Because this, although it does go through this edge of this hex, this isn't.
Edge hexes don't block line of sight.
So yeah, and neither do gloom hexes, bizarrely. So I can shoot Coil. So I'm going to shoot him. Yeah. 3 swords.
Is it range 3?
It is range 3, yes.
Boo.
And I can do it twice if I miss. Well, whether I hit or miss, it's a reaction. Yep. Unless you've got something to interrupt it. You can do it twice. So crit and a sword.
Crit and sword. Well, I can't stop that.
Okay.
So you're dead.
Yeah.
And you inspire.
So he is inspired, but not yet.
Not yet.
I can do the second attack, and I will do that. But I'm also going to score a vicious kill.
Ooh. So you don't score that yet. You've got to do the rest of your reactions first.
So I've got a reaction, which is I suppose that stops me picking up a new card, which I can maybe then
true.
score.
That's true.
So I'm going to shoot at. So I'll shoot. Who's this?
That one there. That is Ione. That's the one responsible for the other kill. So.
Oh, a bit of a vendetta then. I shall shoot at him.
To her. Thank you.
I'm going to shoot at him. Oh, it's a crit.
A crit. Okay, so I do need a crit on this one. No, so that's a damage on Ione.
Yep, I'll leave you there.
Okie dokie.
Now I do inspire.
You do inspire, yep.
And I also score that card, a vicious kill.
Yes, you get glory for that one. On to my first go. I'm going to move Markov, and he's just going to go 1, 2, 3 to there.
Hello, Markov.
And then I'm going to attempt to cast Necrotic Curse, which is a lightning, and Markov is going to attempt to cast it with his 1 dice, and it's a lightning.
What does it do?
I'll tell you if I cast it.
Okay.
It's a lightning, so I do cast it. I'm going to cast it on your boss lady. Oh. If cast, choose 1 enemy fighter within 4 hexes of the caster. Okay. Deal 1 damage to the chosen fighter and stagger that fighter. Then deal 1 damage to the caster.
Okay, so it's a bit double-edged.
Here's a little bit. I think worth it in this situation.
So she can now, you can re-roll attack dice against her.
I can re-roll 1 attack dice against her, I believe, and plus she's now staggered in case I have any special staggered abilities.
Staggered. Okay, I'm going to play Ruthless Aim. So Ruthless Aim is +2 dice to this fighter's attack action if this target is vulnerable, and then it also has a reaction. If I manage to take you out of action, I get to put a shadow counter on them. A shadow counter, if you've got a shadow counter on you count as being in a cover hex.
Okay. In that case, I'm going to play Powered Command on Daintelos. After an attack action that took a friendly conductive minion out of action, place that fighter in a hex adjacent to the attacker and give that fighter a raise counter. So
I'm going to use my leader. I'm going to use her Shadow Ambush. When this fighter starts a charge action in a cover hex or edge hex that is not a starting hex.
Yep. That's
just double checking. Yep. You can basically, when I make a charge action, I can resolve the move action of that charge action by placing the fighter in another cover or edge hex.
Nice.
So I'm going to come over here. and I'm going to attack that person. I've got 5 dice. So I get +2 dice because you're vulnerable.
Oh.
And I can re-roll 1 because I've got Abyssal Guidance. Oh no, I'm not in a cover hex. Although, hang on. Do you mind if I go back to my power step and play Tembrial Manipulation on her? Which basically gives her a shadow token, which puts her in a gloom hex.
Alright, yep.
Okay, so it's 5 dice and I can re-roll 1. Of 3 hammers, 2 hammers and a crit.
I'm dead. So Ione is dead. So
Okay.
you get a glory. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got Unseen Malice. Score this immediately after a friendly fighter used their Shadow Ambush ability, and that fighter's attack action took an enemy fighter out of action in the same activation.
Nice. So you get a glory for that too.
1, yeah.
So that's 2 glory. I'm going to play Sudden Lurch, which is a reaction. Play this during an enemy fighter's attack action. After the attack roll, push a friendly Regulus up to 3 hexes so he's adjacent to the attacker. 1, 2. On to my second go.
Yeah.
I'm going to use Dame Talus's ability. I'm going to move people. So it's going to go 1, 2, 3, 2 to there, 1, 2, 3 to there, and my boss is going to go 1, 2 over to here. And then I'm going to resurrect Coil there. Actually, I'm going to move my boss man to there.
Okay. I'm going to shoot for my 3rd activation with Psylocke. I'm going to shoot this chap here.
I shoot Bolt.
Bolt. So
Okay.
it's 3 swords within snare, but I don't think snare makes any difference, does it?
No, because I'm just 1 shield.
Okay, but I've got rapid fire, so I can fire twice.
Oh yeah, nice.
I've got single assists as well, which is no use.
0.
0, and I'll
Same
shoot
again?
And I did get a crit this
Crit
time.
there. Okay, so I need a crit.
Oh, you got a crit.
Ping! You can push me.
We'll push you.
Cookie.
I love it when you spend ages making a plan and then the thing you do is utterly pointless.
Just does nothing.
It's like, I'm really
Awesome.
glad I thought about that for a long time. So I have nothing to do.
Skidoop. I will do nothing either. So on my 3rd go, I'm gonna just try and club you, I think.
Okey-dokey.
I'll have a go with Coil. He's gonna go 1, 2 to there. He's gonna charge. So he is just 2 swords now with his borrowed limb.
Okay, so
2
I've got
damage.
2 dodge and I can re-roll 1 because I'm in a shadow. No, she hasn't got that actually. It's interesting. She doesn't have, what is it called? Shadow mark. She doesn't have the shadow mark. That's a bit of. But she can't. So she can't re-roll, but she does still get double assists because she's gloomy.
Because she's in a gloomy hex,
Yeah.
but she's not in a gloomy hex, but she's got the upgrade that makes it so. Okay, so 2 swords, going to be nothing now and not make a difference. Oh, 1 sword and a single assist, so that is 2 successes. 1 crit, boo. And that's why I don't like crits in this game. That's me done. Power stepwise, over to you.
Yeah, I have got something this time. I'm going to play Shadewalker on Drusilla. Gives her a flying trait and +1 move.
Okay. And Drusilla is this one?
Yes.
Okay. I've got nothing.
Okay, and then I'm going to make a charge action with her. And she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into that gloom hex.
Okey-dokey.
It's 3 swords, 2 damage.
Okay, and you're having a go at Markov?
Markov, yeah.
Okey-dokey.
Oh,
Just 1 crit.
Nearly 2 crits.
I can do with a crit. Come on. No, 2 dodges. How much damage?
2.
Oh, Markov is deadened. On to my 4th and final go. And I am just going to attack you. Oh, poo, I'm going to have to charge as well. I'm going to charge to there. Actually, I'll charge to there so you don't get the assists.
Okay.
So it's 2 hammers, 2 damage, and I get single assists. Single assist.
Okay, so it's on the boss. So she gets 2. She gets 2 dodge, 1 dodge, 1 single, which doesn't count.
No.
So what did you get?
I got 1 single.
Oh, okay, so I got a dodge.
I'm before you. Oh God. I'll push to there. Oh, I wanted to attack you from there because you were trapped, but then I realised I had to charge because of reasons. So
Okay.
cut it. Stupid game and its stupid rules and tactics. Whereas I am going to leave you there. I'm not going to push you. Because if I get first turn, I might be able to do some extra attackings at you or something.
Yes, you would. And I don't know if I've actually scored this, which is quite frustrating.
What's it say?
It's a duel. Score this if 2 or more friendly fighters are in enemy territory. Well, 3 of them are.
So 2 or more
And it
enemy
says
fighters are.
each of those fighters is within 2 hexes of 1 or more enemy fighters. So although these 2 are, which would be
That
enough
one
to
isn't.
qualify, if I hadn't charged with her, I'd have charged him instead and killed that one and not that one.
Or charged to there.
Yeah, I could have, but I would have scored it. It's
Yeah.
really annoying. I hadn't realised.
In fact, you could have. Yeah. So yeah.
There you go. There's an important reason for reading your cards, which I believe we used to say in the Shadeborn days.
Best laid plans of mice and men's.
So I think I've scored nothing, which is very, very annoying. I'm going to keep that card, and I'm not sure it's any use. I'm going to. I know I've got to make my decisions on my objectives first, but I'm actually going to throw away that upgrade. I think I'm going to get rid of Strike the Head, which is kill the leader.
Okay.
Could do that.
Tricksy.
Equally might not. I'm going to get rid of Sadistic Tendencies, which have 3 out of action.
Okay.
Because although I've killed more than 3 people, they keep coming back, the bastards.
They do.
I'm
And
going
annoyingly, after they attack you sometimes, just to add rough salt into the wounds.
exactly, yeah. So I'm going to keep 1 of each, so draw 2 and 4.
Okay. I have scored 2 objectives. I've scored Strict Tutor, which is score in an end phase if a friendly Markov cast 1 or more spells in the preceding phase, which he did. He might be dead now, but he did score. He did do that for me before he died. And I've also scored Forbidden Law. Score this in the end phase if each surviving friendly fight has 1 or more charge tokens and or 1 or more move tokens. And I do have that one as well. Hence why I had to do that charge there with Regulus, which was quite annoying. I'm going to spend both of those glory, and I'm going to put Dynamic Stabilizer onto Dentalos.
So he's got his dynamo and his stabilisers on his bike.
So I'm going to put that on him, which
What does
basically
that do?
means any damage to conductive minions within 2 hexes of him, the damage is reduced by 1. And I'm also going to put Unfeeling Fortitude onto Regulus, which is +1 wound. Can only go on a minion. That one's he's now up to 4 wounds. I'm going to get rid of my last objective, which is the one I had last time round I should have got rid of, which is a Surge, so it's painful to get rid of, but it's score immediately after a friendly fighter's attack deals 3 or more damage. Well, all my fighters do 2. The only chance I had was Coil attacking someone when he's inspired, because he does +1 damage to a staggered fighter.
Right.
But then I brought him back and I realised that when they're brought back, they get +1 dice, not +1 damage. So, yeah, there we go. Such is life. So I'm going to get 5 power cards and 3 objectives. Right, on to the 3rd and final round, so I'm going to roll off to see who goes first. Single and 2 doubles for me.
Oh, 2 crits.
Double crit.
Oh, I think I'm going to go first.
Okie dokie.
I'm going to make a move action with my boss.
Okay.
And she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4 to there.
I'm going to play Scorching Surge. +1 damage to the first range 1 attack action made by a friendly conductive minion in the next activation. Ooh. If the attack result has a crit in it, I deal 1 damage to the minion.
Okay. I'm going to do Impenetrable Darkness. Give each friendly fighter with no move or charge tokens 1 shadow counter.
Ooh. So these 2 basically both get shadow counters. Yeah. And shadow counters basically mean they can re-roll defense dice?
Yes. No, they can the counters being in a cover hex, hex, and yes, and they
get double assists.
They get double assist. That's
okay.
Correct.
So onto my first activation, I'm going to charge 1, 2 to there. So he rolls 2 swords, but he does 3 damage right now. A sword.
So it's 2 defense dice, and I get to. He hasn't got the shadow mark actually.
Ah.
So actually, so double successes count, but he can't re-roll anything.
Yep. Okay. So 2 dodge.
No. Oh no! So he killed him.
So 1 shot gone. And I really regret getting rid of the do an attack with 3 damage now surge card, because I'd have scored that.
My second go, I'm going to move down to here.
I'm going to put the Dynamic Bolt on Daintalos.
That's your boss, is it?
Yep. Which is a range 3 attack with swirlies that does 2 damage and staggers. So onto my second go, and I'm going to use Daintalos's Dance Dynamic to move people. So they're all going to move. So this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there, because he is still inspired. He's going to go 1, 2 to there. Daintalos is going to go 1, 2, 3 to there. And this guy's going to go 1, 2, 3 to there as well. Baines. And I'm going to raise Ione to there.
I'm going to put the Umbral Glaive on Drusilla. On my third go, I'm going to throw throw the Umbral Glaive at her, which is a single attack.
Is it a range 2 attack?
So it's a range 3 attack.
Oh, okay.
And it's 3 hammers, 1 damage. But I break the card after I throw it.
Oh, okay. 3 hammers, 1 damage. Any specials?
It's grievous. So actually, if I get a crit,
+1 on a crit.
Yeah.
Oh, double crit. Okay.
That's 2 damage.
So 2 damage. I do reduce it by 1
okay.
because I have the dynamic stabilizer. When a friendly conducted minion within 2 hexes is dealt damage, reduce the damage by 1.
Oh, man.
So, and then you destroy that card, don't you?
Yeah.
Onto my third go, I'm going to use Dane Talus's ability again to move people. I'm going to go 1-2 with her. He's going to go 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. And Dane Talos, I think, is going to just stay there.
I am going to, in the power step actually, play Smoke and Mirrors.
Ooh, what's that one?
And choose a friendly fighter. Choose two friendly fighters, 1 or more, which is in a cover hex. Place each fighter in the hex that was occupied by the other fighter when you chose them.
Oh, so they're both going because they were both effectively in cover hexes because of the gloom tokens.
Yeah. And then for my 4th activation, unless you've got anything else.
No, nothing from me.
My 4th activation, I'm going to attack the vulnerable one.
Okay.
So I get 5 dice with a reroll.
Should I just take her off?
Well, I've missed before.
It's true, and crits will still save me, but I don't see my chances being very good here.
It's only 3 hits, so you crit.
No. So she's dead.
Yes.
You get glory.
I had to get 2 actually because I've scored an objective as well.
Oh.
I've scored Nowhere to Hide. If the target was taken out of action and the attacker or the defender was in a cover hex, but I'm in a cover hex.
Yep,
so,
that's how that thing counts, doesn't it? You being in a cover hex, doesn't it? I am going to use my powered command reaction, which is after an attacker that took her friendly conductive minion out of action, place the fighter in a hex adjacent to the attacker. I'm just going to put it back.
Oh well.
So on to my last 4th and final activation. I'm going to use Dane Talus's ability once more to attack with everybody.
Okay.
So I'm going to attack with him first. And he's going to use his dynamic bolt, which is... actually, I'm not. I'm going to use his draining coil, which is 2 lightnings instead of 2 swirlies. It's got cleave and stagger. They both have stagger, but this one has cleave and stagger. It only does 1 damage. The other one does 2, but I've got some other attacks coming, so you never know. So here we go. Ooh. 2 lightnings. So you do need...
not that of those. So that's 2 damage.
Because I did have cleave as well. So that's one damage.
1 damage, okay.
And you are staggered now.
I'm now staggered, so that means you can re-roll attack rolls.
Roll 1 attack dice. I'm then going to attack with Ione, and she's going to use her... I'm going to use her Crackling Arcs, which is +1 dice to this attack for each conductive fighter adjacent to this fighter. So
that's 2.
So I get 1 extra dice because it's her to start with.
Okay.
So it's 3 swords, 1 damage.
With single assists as well.
Crit and a sword,
Okay,
so you do need a double crit.
Okay, probably not going to get that.
Because you are trapped.
Oh,
well, there's
1.
a crit.
It's not enough. So that's how much damage? 2?
That's 1 damage.
Ooh.
Now you did roll a crit and a success, and I rolled a crit and a success, but you are trapped, so you're still SOL there.
Yeah.
And then I'm on to Vlash at the end here. So he's got 2 swords, and he's got overload, so I get +1 damage to this attack if the target is staggered.
You only need to do 1.
Oh, I should have done the other way round. Oh, fails at the final hurdle. Vlash, you are an absolute toss piece. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. And I think that's me done. I think that's pretty much, yeah. Okay, so we're on to the end phase.
Yeah, I've won.
Yeah, well, you have anyway.
I've scored all this shadow, which I wouldn't have scored if you killed one. 2 or more friendly fighters are in a cover hedge or an egg hex. Egg hex. They're actually not in cover hexes because they lose those at the end of the end of the activation phase.
But it doesn't make sure in the edge hex.
Glory.
So he's cost me 4 glory there. 1 for the kill and 3 glory. Yeah. What a git. I scored 1 for mobile resistors, which is Each surviving friendly conductive fighter is adjacent to one or more other conductive fighters, and one or more of those fighters on an objective hex. I would have flipped this one over at the end.
Okay.
To hold objective 5, and I would have scored
didn't.
1. Well, I did. Shut up. My other ones were rubbish. Really didn't like the other ones that I had. One of them was like, all of your fighters are in your territory. And like, what?
Oh, you mean your
No, your territory. Each surviving enemy fighter is in enemy territory, and each surviving friendly minion is in enemy territory as well. Whoa. That was a good game. I quite enjoyed that. The shenanigans going on and stuff. I think their ability to raise people, whilst that can be a bit disheartening at first, it's a great way to give you loads and loads and loads of glory. Because you've scored, what, 12 in the end there? And I've got 7. Now, there's a 4 glory swing if he'd have actually managed to kill her.
Yeah, so it would have been, I'd have had... But
So
I'd have had 3 less.
Yes,
You'd
but I'd have gained
more.
1, so it would have been a 4 glory swing. So I would have been 1 glory under.
Right. I'm not sure I would have ever scored that one when I messed up over here in the second round. Maybe if I'd done it differently. But
Well, I was a bit annoyed in that I got rid of the objective, which was do 3 damage with a minion.
yeah.
After holding on to it for a round where I couldn't score it, and then I scored it at the beginning of round 3. Because of course I did. Of course I did.
Yeah, that would have been a difference as well.
Yeah,
And I was a bit lucky, although your attacks are quite weak. But I had, I had that mobility.
And I never got out my Dance of Daintalos, which I was a little annoyed by, which is a 2 lightning, and basically you can then do the everybody moves or everybody attacks thing. So I'd have got that out. At some points I could have really used that extra sort of flurry of attacks or movement. That could have been very handy.
Yeah, I thought you were going to absolutely thrash me after the first turn, because I just felt like I'd lost a fighter at that point. I think I had, and you hadn't lost any. I mean, you'd lost them but brought them back, and you had the ball control, and I just thought I've got no chance.
Couldn't.
I think maybe I was a bit lucky, or rather, I think the odds were in my favour. But when I made the shadow attack over here, if that had missed, that's pretty much game over for me, because I got some glory going. That said, I've spent almost 0 glory. And I find that in, I don't know about you, I find that, well, you spent most of it.
I spent 6.
I find that in Rivals games. You know, the upgrades are like, well, there's no point playing that.
These guys have got loads of great upgrades.
Oh, okay.
I think they're really funky, a lot of them. I mean, there was one here which is...
I must have cheated, actually, because I've played 4 upgrades.
There's one I've got...
At some point.
There's one I've got which is that I didn't get around to playing, which is when an adjacent enemy makes an attack, they can't target a fighter other than this fighter, so you basically have to target that fighter, basically puts a big target on them. And when this fighter is taken out of action, you break the card, so it makes you have to target Regulus. I've got another one here which gives one of your minions +1 move and +1 defense, and you do not score any glory points when you play this card. So you don't spend any glory, it's just a free upgrade. At the end of the action phase, or when this fighter is chosen by Gambit or is dealt damage, break this card. So it's basically... It is illusion, actually. I just realised it isn't. So
that's interesting, because I had thought there were no illusions in this box.
There you go.
I checked through mine,
well,
and
technically,
taking the cards,
this isn't in that box.
Ah!
So there you go.
Yes, so I think illusion is, and it pains me, is a Harrow Deep mechanic. And that really pains me.
Rubbish. I liked that mechanic.
Yeah, I think it's a really good mechanic, and it pains me that we may not see any more.
I was a bit annoyed that the last 3 power cards that I didn't get out were all really good. One was choose 2 friendly conductive minions that are out of action and basically put them back on the board next to your leader. One was choose an enemy fighter adjacent to 2 or more friendly conductive fighters, deal 1 damage to that chosen fighter.
Oh.
And the other one was the Dance of Daintalos, which is a double lightning, and then you get to do everybody's move or attack again, which would have been really handy there.
Yeah, although I have some push cards. I think there's at least 1 push card in mine that didn't come out. And had that been the case, I probably wouldn't have gone where I went, because I could have pushed later. You know what I mean? I wouldn't have run into the corner.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what other... I've got one which is basically cast 3 spells, was an objective I never got round to. Another one which is scoring an end phase if 1 or more surviving friendly conductive minions are uninspired. That's almost impossible not to score after the first round. Appalling End, which score immediately after a friendly minion's attack, take the target out of action. So that's basically almost like Strong Start, but better. You just have to kill someone with a minion. And the last one was Dynamic Chain, which is basically have all your fighters like this in one big group. So there were some really nice cards there that I never got to, which was a bit of a shame. Bit of a shame.
Yeah, see, I've got Coiling Darkness, score this in end phase if 2 or more friendly fighters are in cover hexes, and 1 or more of those fighters made 1 or more attack actions in this round. Score this in end phase if your warband made 4 or more attack actions in this round. You definitely need to be pew-pewing with the extra shots, or if you the person who kills got combo.
Yeah.
Prolonging the inevitable, score this in end phase if one or more friendly fighters are adjacent to one or more vulnerable enemy fighters. They've got a lot of vulnerable cards, and I think that played into a little bit.
Plays into the whole wound them and then kill them type stuff.
These guys are better because they're not got that great defence.
They've mostly got 2 wounds, so you can ping.
Wounds. So I think that could definitely be harder against other.
Against Stormcast, they might struggle a bit in some situations. Do they inspire if they attack someone who's vulnerable?
No, they inspire if they attack someone who's already got a wound.
Okay, so it's not too bad. Yeah,
that helps. Yeah, I actually quite like these, having played them now. We've had a fair amount of discussions about Rivals versus Championship, or whatever, and I don't know about the fairness and the balance, but I feel like that these warbands offer interesting things in the Rivals format. You don't particularly need to go looking for other cards, and I think almost you end up possibly. I mean, maybe not because we haven't played Championship for a long time, but I feel like you end up with very homogenous decks of the same cards.
You get a lot of the same things. There's your great strength. There's your great fortitude. There's your I can't think of any of the other cards now, but like
sidestep.
Sidesteps, your distractions, or your
distractions gone, I think. But yes, there are very definite staples where you don't have any of that with Rivals.
No.
And I was thinking, it would be nice. I was actually thinking at the end of this game, it would be quite nice to play these with some Championship cards. But I don't know whether it would. Because actually,
you could possibly get rid of some of the less efficient cards that you've got in there. But to me, and I think GW have got better at this, the cards seem to start to play more into their thing. Whatever their thing is, they've got better at making the decks work with that, and I like that. And it makes them feel more
shadowy shenanigans with these guys, which is nice, and it fits with their aesthetic.
And these have the lovely little swarming effect of all the corpses shambling across, because I just had that mound of bodies just descending upon you.
It was quite good.
And I just really prefer that, because when you had Championship, it's still there, but in Championship, like you say, the decks become very homogenous, you've got, I really can't listen to single this how out of date I am with the whole thing now, but you've got those cards that you're always going to have in there, like you used to have Strong Start, or you used to have, what's the one where you'd run through a lethal hex?
Calculated Risk.
Calculated Risk. Yeah. All those kind of things. They were just givens. They were always going to be there. And yes, I know a lot of them got restricted, but there were always the obvious ones to take out of those restricted most of the time, unless you were doing something funky and clever with what you were doing. So I really like Rivals for the flavour it gives each of the warbands.
Yeah, I think I do too. I enjoyed that game, and not just because I won. I think I was a bit lucky. I do feel like I was lucky.
Well, there were a few swings in there, and I think there were a few attacks which, if they gone the other way, had I kept that objective, or had I got rid of that objective, I could have possibly got something else into the second round that I could have scored better.
Yeah, I suppose there's always things like that, aren't there? I mean, I missed the glaive attack, which is 3 hammer attack. I missed that, and I didn't miss it. You had something on it which reduced the damage.
Reduced it by 1. So it's really enjoyed that.
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So that was the first Rivals game in Harrowdeep. No, not Harrowdeep. Nethermaze.
In the Nethermaze.
In the Nethermaze, and we're going to play another one now. I think I'm going to rock the Sketties.
Yeah, and I'm going to be bringing Skittershank's Claw Pack.
Which is
very looking forward to that.
Waiting for a very long time. So check that out.
4 seasons I've been waiting for this.
Check that out when it hits live. It'll be a little bit after this one, because Pete's not a machine, despite what it says on the toilet walls. And
maybe about a week's time, the next one will be coming up. So do keep an eye out for that. If you haven't, do like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, and ring the bell to see when that other battle report lands.
Should we say goodbye now?
Yes. Bye.